TK Ngwana. Is this communication that was happening consistently?
Dr. Pashy claimed to have been used by Dr. Magudumana because she had held trust in her. Watch the following interview.
That is what they used to lure you, you say?
Yes. I had this idea of having a brand that grows outside the Dr. Pashy name. So the Power Woman brand was birthed in response to the need for positive female-centric spaces and the need to empower women both academically, economically and mentally. And I wanted to ignite fire in every woman to step up and, live in their full potential.
In this communication with TK Ngwana, is this communication that was happening consistently? Was he constantly giving you feedback about this so-called assistance that he was going to provide? And at the time, were you also in conversations with Dr. Nandipha on how this grand plan was going to be executed to give your brand international status in the United States?
Yeah, well, I was in contact with both of them, especially when, things will be delayed, and then I would go to her, we'll pray about it. I would call her and we'll pray about it. And I was in constantly contacted by TK to give me the feedback because I wanted to know, every move, where we are in terms of the conference. We have paid the speakers, we have paid the venue, which was it was supposed to be in Sandton, but because of the delay in the vaccine rollout in South Africa, then we took it to the Staples Center in California, and then we paid for the stage, for the disaster management system, and for the ticket sales system. So
this happened over a while.
This happened over a while. Remember, we were locked up during COVID. Yeah. That's when I was a frontliner, and in my I was a frontliner, I was busy in the front line, and I knew that I've put somebody that I can trust on the program, which is Nandipha. This is a medical doctor. Being a medical doctor, it automatically comes with principles. You are in a principled career, in a career of value and ethics. So I didn't think that in any way there was a way that she would sabotage me because she had a lot to lose. There's a career, and she had, she had her own things, and she was going to lose all of that for, sabotaging me. So I trusted that she was going to do as we agreed. So yes, I was in constant contact with TK Ngwana.
And then came the requests for money.
Yes, all the things that I said, they were requesting funds. Remember, when you do events, you find that the sponsors, they want you to cover the bases before they can come with the sponsorship. They want contracts. For you to get a contract with a speaker or with service providers, you need to have paid them something so that you have an agreement, and then when sponsorship comes, then you can pay the rest. So the money
was... So you also sent you contracts? TK Ngwana sent you contracts?
Yes, there were contracts.
Which, by the way, the SABC has seen. Those contracts clearly were dubious. They were bogus contracts that were sent to you under the guise that this conference was going to happen, clearly.
Yes, there were signed contracts by Own Network, signed
Oprah Winfrey's network.
Oprah Winfrey's network, signed contracts by the Oprah Winfrey management. Gail King was going to be one of the speakers as well. There were contracts for her, it was a lot.
You'd also been promised that this whole women's conference, that allegedly you would get the opportunity to work with Oprah Winfrey. And I mean, part of the studio that you've set up, in which we're sitting in here, is part of what you built because of this grand promise that was made by Dr. Nandipha as well as TK Ngwana. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, well, in retrospect now, because things are now in the open, now you know what TK was doing, what Thabo Bester was doing. So in retrospect now, around the time of the escape, that's when now money was needed to complete the security system of the ticket sales system. So on around the 3rd and 4th, TK was in a meeting with Oprah Winfrey, with Oprah's lawyer, Salma, Garen Salma, and the other one, Tamara, and the other sponsors, because they wanted us to complete the system and they wanted us to build a studio where we can host the Power Woman Africa. Power Woman Africa is a talk show where I would have conversations with some of the most powerful women in the continent.
So this conversation that you had with TK Nkwana was on the 3rd and 4th of May.
Around I remember in retrospect now, when things happen, you go back, you check. On the 2nd of May.
The 2nd of May was the day before the escape.
On the 2nd of May, I just remember just sending him a message that it's a holiday in South Africa, because I think it was the holiday on the 1st that moved to the 2nd. And then the 3rd of May, we couldn't really talk much because he was going to be in a meeting, in this big meeting, which was tough because of the demands and because of, the toughness of the meeting, because we're supposed to finish with the ticket sales system by the 5th of April. So these delays were disrupting everything.
So a day before, what we know was the day that Thabo Bester escaped from the Mangaung prison, is the day that you were in conversation with him not knowing anything.
Not knowing anything. It's only now in retrospect you go back to the messages to see where Power Woman was at the time.